Tzova, man, woman. It's my honor and a pleasure to welcome the two from Israel, Mordechai and Tzova, and I'm not going to reply, two guests, very close friends that came from Israel to share some holiness and inspiration in general, specifically in this time and days of the 3 weeks of Ben Amitzurim coming up, Chol Navais, and then looking forward to the Yom Neruim, to Gila Shleimer, and to Rosh Hashanah, and to the other days that we are looking for the next few months. I ask you to give me something. I'm asking you, it's probably mine, right? But in Shechanurach, the Aluta is, if I'm asking you to give me something, the fact that you're holding it, this is the first proof that it's yours. This is the Aluta in Shechanurach, very simple. If I want to take something out of you, I gotta prove you that it's mine. I can make witnesses. I can bring a written contract, I can bring any other proof. What your first proof is that it's by you. This is the concept of Mordechai. In other words, in the Yeshivish language, if a person is a muhzak and you want to take it out of him, you have to prove it. What are our voice like? Our children, our friends, and sometimes even ourselves. We are muhzak in the street. You know the mazah? It's comfortable. It's happy. We're powering around. We are muhzak that oil mazah is geschmack and fine and nice and welcoming and all that. If we want to be able to take it out, be able to enjoy some ruchnius, some inspiration, we want to be able to convince our friends, our children, and sometimes ourselves again, we have to prove it. This is the concept of Mordechai. It's very simple, it's logic. It's not a chiddush, it's not a logic. Every one of us, when it comes to gashmias, when it comes to enjoy a piece of steak, a good shmuz, as after you go to shnola, like we say, it's enjoyable. It's there. We are muhzak in it. If we want to be able to take ourselves out of it, and be able to take our children, our friends out of it, we have to prove it. There's only one way to prove it. You salespeople over here. First rule in sales is, if you want to sell something, you have to be yourself convinced that the product is a good product. If you're not convinced about your product, you can't sell it. You can see it on your eyes, we can feel it. Whether you convince your product is a good product or not. So you have to understand that. We have to apply it to our life. If we have to take ourselves out of this gashmic world, sometimes to enjoy a blood gimura, to enjoy a davening, to enjoy any type of a mitzvah, to enjoy ruchnis in general, we are muhzak in the opposite. And in order to be able to get out of it, we have to prove it to our children, to our friends, and many times even to ourselves. And the only way to be able to convince, again, our children, our friends, and ourselves, is to be convinced ourselves that ruchnius, that the connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that any type of spiritual connection is good, is fine. This is why we came over here. We came over here to get together, to be able to listen to some good news, good words, and to be able to convince ourselves, to get connected ourselves to the fact that ruchnius, that the connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's something that we can enjoy, something that we can believe in, something that we are able to sell, again, to our children, to our friends, and most importantly, to ourselves. I'll have the honor at that moment to call up Mordechai and Tzova, one of the Chushim Mazir B'Shivan Eretz Yisrael, the person who threw away the rest of his life in his history decided that all of that is Narishkeit, and the real truth is Yiddishkeit. Such a person can only do it if he's really convinced, and he is really a person that is able to sell to us, and we hope we're going to be smart enough to buy stuff tonight. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody. How are you tonight? It's usually you walk, nobody smiles or what? Huh? First, my honor to be here. Bishut, Kvod Aram, Rabbi Otner, Chushul, my friend, Rabbi Hillel Klein, Menachem Hillel Klein. Gentlemen, the first question I'm going to ask before we start this class, this session, I've been told not to make it to 12:30, I'll be done. Is it okay? Okay? So the first question I'm going to ask is, where is everybody? Where is everybody? I thought it's going to be 500 people. Huh? Because I remember the story, there was one Choshul Roda, and the Beit Knesset was 500 places. The Gabbai told him, please, Rabbi, come to a class in our Beit Knesset. 500 seats with him. The Rabbi asked the Gabbai, okay, 500 seats, okay, but how many people will come? He told him, Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll make notes and we'll make telephone calls and everything is going to come, it's okay. The Rabbi said, listen, if 400 people won't be there, I'm not coming. Please, Rabbi, 400 people, can you guarantee 400 people? I'll come. The Gabbai, wanted the Rabbi to come, to do the class to the people. He said, Be'ezrat Hashem, will be. Okay, they set up a time, and the Gabbai made a lot of notes, a lot of paperwork, in the newspaper, telephone calls, he made really a good job. At the day of the Hatzah, the clara, the Rabbi came with his car. As he came with his car, the Gabbai opened the music, Yahamim, Aliyah, opened the door for the car of the Rabbi. Please, Rabbi, come in. The Rabbi came into the Beit Knesset, 500 seats. As he walked in, he looked at the Beit Knesset and said, hello. Where is everybody? No one. Only the Gabbai. It's on 400 people. We're 400 people. He said, I don't know, please. I did my best, really. I did my best. I don't know what happened, what? He only was there. He stood in front and standing. He looked at the Gabbai on the first row in the middle. 499 seats are empty, only one. He asked him, okay, what do you say? Should I speak? So the Gabbai said, Rabbi, I'm a simple person. I don't know about classes, I'm a farmer. I have in my farm 100 cows. Let me ask you a question. If in my farm there's 100 cows, and 99 of those cows will be sick and die, and left only one, will I give her food or not? I said, sure. So the Rabbi understand and he started to speak. The Torah is true. Moshe Rabbeinu gave the Torah. Now the Gabbai, the farmer, was tired. 5 minutes later, he fell asleep. And the Gabbai speaks to himself, Esh Chotzevet Le'avod. For 15, 20, half an hour, 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, okay, I'm done. You woke up. How was the class? Rabbi, I don't know. I'm a farmer. I'm not understanding about classes. But let me ask you a question. If in my farm there's 100 cows, and 99 of the cows will die, and we left only one, tell me, would I give all the 100 food for the one cow that left? So I understood also. Baruch Hashem, we traveling, my friend, Clara, and me, and Tzova, all around the world. Even for one neshama, it's not the quantity, it's the quality of Yehudi. Since it's now time for Aaron and Sarim, it's a very important issue, time for our side. You know, in the past 3,330 years of Am Yisrael, we always had, you know, very big hatred for Umot HaOlam. It started from Mitzrayim. In Tisha B'Av, B'ezrat Hashem, this year we're not going to sit on the floor because the Mashiach is going to come. But I asked another question. I mean, let me ask you a question. Are we a good people? Jewish are good people or not? Are we?
Sure.
We are, right? Good, the best. I mean, you can't even imagine. In Yerushalayim, you see a terrorist. He tried to kill somebody. They caught him and they take him to the hospital. They're taking care of him. You know, even in Gaza, last time, I don't know if you've seen it, a jet aircraft, a pilot, a minutes before he's going to send a missile to blow a building, he's calling the officers in the headquarters and said, I think there's a woman with children here. Shall I come wrong? What do you ask? Bomb them! Bomb! He's asking and he's getting the answer not to. Because there's children and women in the building. We are special. Why everybody hates us? Really? Why? I don't know. Look at that in Tisha B'Av, the first time. Bavel. Where is Bavel and where is Israel? I mean, it's so far away. And I know when somebody really fights with somebody, it's going to be on the borders. But you're in Bavel. Where is Bavel? Where is Israel? What do you want from us? What do you do to us? Look at this Greek, the empire, the great empire of Greek. All the Eretz Israel. Where are you? Where am I? Did you something wrong for you? Did you fight you? Did you steal anything from you? I don't know. Look at the great empire of the Roman. Tisha B'Av. They occupied all the world. No, Eretz Israel. It started actually a little bit over 3,330 years ago, when Am Yisrael was in Mitzrayim. But I'd like to ask you, please, share with me. Try to be with me. I want to see if you can imagine yourself, all right? Not just from hearing the story of Mitzrayim, because when we read the book, read the Torah, sometimes we read it as a story. Am Yisrael went to Mitzrayim, they were slaves, and they went out. But try to see if you are there. Okay? Let's make a little game. You are in Mitzrayim. You live there. You were born there. Okay? You are a slave. Your children are slaves. Your wife is a shivcha. Okay? Let's try to imagine I'm there. Take yourself over there. What kind of future do you have? Nothing. My father was a slave. My grandfather was a slave. I am a slave. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. No future, no nothing. My children, nothing. And suddenly, somebody comes by the name of Moshe and trying to convince the people that he is the Mashiach and he's going to take you out of Mitzrayim. Huh? But let me ask you a question. If so, we're all waiting for the Mashiach, by the way, we are waiting for the Mashiach. Do we? Let's say now if the Mashiach is going to come from that door. Alright? Huh? Yeah? And he's going to say, hey gentlemen, I am the Mashiach. Let's go. We're all going to Eretz Yisrael now. Hurry up. Tell me the truth. Who's going to go with him? Raise your hand. Huh? Yeah, he's going to show, he's going to throw out his stone, he's going to be a snake. Wow! Would you go with him? Would you? Wow. Such a nice person. Huh? But the Rambam said, or the Ototo Maftim דברים שמשה רבנו עשה, made, did they believe him? No, they did not. Maybe you're a magician, right? Because you know, we Yehudim, you can tell about us about anything, but we're not stupid. Agree? Huh? There was one Israeli guy sitting in the Hudson River right here, fishing with, in his hook. He put an alarm clock. Fishing fishes with alarm clock. It was an American guy who looked at him, Israeli guy, and said, "Excuse me, how do you do that? You fish with alarm clock?" He said, "Yes." "How do you do that?" I said, "Listen, it's a very special patent. If you want to give the patent, $300 in my pocket." Now the American guy know that the Israeli has, tradition. Said $300? Okay. He gave him $300. The Israeli guy said, "This is the patent. I have researched about fishes in the last 2 years, and I came up to a conclusion that fishes are very curious. So when I take the alarm clock and I switch it in times, special time, I put it on the hook and throw it to the ocean. A few more minutes, the alarm clock will ring. Because the fishes are curious, what are they going to do? They'll come to see what's happening. As the fish is gathering all together, I take the biggest stick of wood inside the water and I pump the water, and this is the way I caught fishes. What do you say? Oh, you're smart. Can you tell me the truth? How many fishes you already caught today? He looked at him and said, "Baruch Hashem, you're the number 9th already, You're not stupid, okay? So, they didn't believe Moshe Rabbeinu at the beginning. If somebody would come here from that door and say, "I am the Mashiach, I came to Ligol Otchem," we're going to go, we're going to say, who said, who are you, how do I know? When Moshe Rabbeinu came to Am Yisrael in Mitzrayim, I can prove you that most of them didn't believe. Or maybe they did, but they were. Because, as a percentage, how many of them went out of Mitzrayim? Hello? How many? 20%. What happened to the rest of the 80%? They died in Makat Choshev. Why? You didn't believe? Hey, where are you? You've seen miracles, dance, Fadea, Kilim, where are you? 80%. 80%. Let's say you were in those 20%, okay? And you're sitting in your tzimmer in Mitzrayim in Goshen, and it was, what day of the week was it when Am Yisrael went out? Which day? Thursday. Wednesday night, you're sitting ready with your suitcases, You're going out. Your children, your wife, your father, your mother, maybe your grandchildren. What a special night. Wow. And suddenly, a minute before midnight, and you're really screaming outside. And suddenly, it happened. You open the door, Moshe Rabbeinu. Come on, hurry up, let's go. We're going, we're leaving. You're taking your stuff, you're going, wow. Now, you know that when you go on a trip, for one-day trip to the park, would you take half of your house with you? Sandwiches, drinks, would you or not? They're going out. What do they take with them? Nothing. Nothing. Why? Some say, Baruch Hashem, we trust Hashem Yitbarach. Hashem Yitbarach. It's good. Some say they didn't believe they were going out. That's why they didn't prepare themselves. The Torah said, וגם צדה לדרך לא עשו להם. אין דראיה. When Moshe Rabbeinu came, hey, the husband called his wife, Miriam, let's do some roast for the morning, for the kids, no time. Matzot. They didn't believe. For 7 days, what excitement, what a good feeling. 210 years of slavery are done. That's it. You went out for freedom. 7 days, oh Hashem, Moshe Rabbeinu is the leader. Wow, what kind of miracles. And sometimes it happens to us during our lives. It could be every day, it could be, a few times. 7 days, you're on the sea, on the seashore, at the ocean, big waves, you're coming on. Children, all your children, small children, running. Now I need your help, please. What do you do? Huh? Become sad? Why? Give up? Why? Because of what? What would you do? Sad? What would you do? Why? Moshe Rabbeinu is with us. Why sad? We are free. Why to be sad? You're right. They didn't know what to do. You have the leader. Ask the leader, hey Moshe, what are you going to do? Now you're looking backwards and you see Paro with his big army. And he's probably coming not to ask you whether you forgot something in Cairo, right? He's coming to kill you. And you see the death. What do you do now? Will you be sad? What about you, son? What do you do? Paro is coming, the ocean is here, everybody's screaming. Wah! What would you do? You were there. How about you? I must tell you how Midrash say, Am Yisrael split to 4 classes, 4 categories. It happened to us. Yam Suf didn't happen only 3,330 years ago. It could happen every day. And each class had a different idea, and Hashem Barach gave each class a different answer how to deal with the situation. Pressure, screaming, yelling, crying. They don't know what to do. So the first class said, hey, you know what? We're going to die anyway, right? We're going to die. Let's kill each other. Kill each other. We won't let the Mitzri kill us. By the way, it happened several times in the history of Israel. If you ever been in Yerushalayim, try not to go through route number 1 to Yerushalayim. There's another route, 443, during Modi'in. You know that, right? Before Modi'in, on the right hand side of the road, there's a little sign that says, Me'arat HaMakkabim. Cave. Stop the car. Stop the car. Go about 200 meters inside the forest. Okay? And you're going to see a big cave. And that cave, 2,000 years ago, were 400 Jewish. The Greeks were surrounding them. And wow. They spent 400 tickets, and 2 of them they wrote to be alive, and 200 of them they wrote to die. And 200 Jewish Bnei Israel took their swords and killed 200 others. And then they split to 100 and 100. And then 50 to 50, and then 25 and 25, and then 12 and 12, and this one left. This is what happened inside. Let's kill ourselves. We don't want to be killed by the Mitzvah. And Hashem Barach said to those, hey, this is the first answer. Hityatzvu u'u et yeshuat Hashem. Sometimes we're killing ourselves. We are. We don't take care of ourselves. We don't take care of our health. We don't take care of our family. We don't take care of our life. Life is too cheap. And Hashem is back. Hey, stay still, stay tough, if you do that, with Yeshua and Hashem. By the way, who needs Yeshua from here, please? Let's put it this way. Who don't? Who doesn't? Huh? Huh? Rabbi Ortner, huh? Everybody needs. Everybody needs. Me too. Hashem Yitbarach has the person, stay still, right, straight. If you do so, you'll see Yeshua. You know the world, everything material in the world, Hashem Yitbarach created round. Earth is round. Sun, moon, stars, fruits, okay? Apple, orange, it's all round. Pregnant, round. Everything that takes life, round. Even a banana, which is all round, everything. But in the Torah, the mitzvot, straight, 90%. Feeling. If the corner is shaped, Griza, new. Sukkah, Chuppah, Beit HaMikdash. By the way, the building there's 2 items are round, and it's the menorah and the stairs. But everything is straight. You know why? Because when you make the mitzvot, you gotta be straight. Don't shape up corners. I'll tell you a story. What is mitzvot? And then I'll start with I had a friend when I used to be in Los Angeles. Maybe later on for the town, I'll tell you a bit about myself. His name was Hagar. Listen, great story. He's a genius in the stock market. Wow, Merrill Lynch. Now, you probably remember the stock market in the United States about 10 or 12 years ago fell down. I don't know how many years. He was laid off. He needs to pay mortgage, his children, family. 6 months he's looking at the computer, looking at the newspaper for a job. After 6 months he found a job. He went to an interview and he's a genius, smart guy. They looked at her resume, they looked at his papers, qualified. He went through an interview to another one. At the end, they offered him a big salary, if I'm not mistaken, it was about $15,000 a month at that time. Car, nice job. Said, you're qualified, we want you. Said, thank you. When can I start? So they told him, listen, you have to come for the last interview with the chairman of the board. Monday, Sunday will not work. Monday you come, he's going to speak to you, see you for a few minutes, and if it's okay, that's it, you got the job. Is that fine? Now we all know when you go to a job interview, you have to look nice, right? Dress nice, look nice, maybe shave, take a tie, your shoes will be, everything. Listen, the coat doesn't make the person, but it's very impressive. When you look at somebody go with a coat, look like somebody respectable, you already respectable. My friend, the little clara, we have a community in China. We go there several times a year. Tzova do only in Eretz Israel. We have a little community in China, in Guangzhou. There's some Israeli businessmen, makes a lot of money. So we go there 3 times a year, Chizuk, Shabbos, we have Baruch Hashem Kolel Balabatim. Once we were there, and before, close to Shabbat, we went to the Graten and Steiner and like that in China. As he was walking, we came to one of the stores there to manufacture of, windows or something. As he walked in, kind of checked his head, looked at him and said, excuse me, yeah, are you from a king family? He looked at him and said, yeah, I'm from a king family, yeah. My father was a king, my grandfather was a king, we're all from a king family. The Chinese guy was so impressed. He called his friends and said, hey, everybody came, like about 30 people. They tried to make a picture with him. Can we make a picture with you? They touched him. Israel Pnei Melachim. Yes. So my friend, it's to dress nice, to look nice, but you know, it was a period of בין המצרים. And בין המצרים, 9 הימים especially, we don't shave. And he couldn't go unshaved to the interview. So when you don't know what to do, what you do? Are they usually in shock, right? They're usually like that. When you don't know what to do, what you do, who are you going to ask? Yes. We have a rabbi. Excuse me, Rabbi, I have an interview. You know, but I can't go like that. Can I shave?
Shave out us.
Huh?
Shave out us.
Shave out us, huh? Shave out us. No, you cannot shave. It's just like somebody came to the rabbi and said, Rabbi, I want to be a Kohen. Make me a Kohen. What are you going to do? Here's $100. Make me a Kohen. So I can. Okay, Rabbi, $200. Make me a Kohen. I can make it. $300. Please, Rabbi, I want to be $500. Rabbi said, why do you want to be a Kohen? He told him, simple. My father was a Kohen. My grandfather was a Kohen. I want to be a Kohen too. So he asked the rabbi, I need the job. He said, but you cannot. Hey, you know, I'll buy something for the Beit Knesset. You know, maybe a new, please, Rabbi, give me a haircut. No. Listen, it happens to me too, it happens to you too. Sometimes you're on a point of decision which is very, very tough. In one hand, Hashem Yitbarach, the Torah, the Haluch, the heritage, the history, and the other hand is, what do you call it in Moroccan? Guilt, kavod, job, my wish, my need. It's very gentle, very gentle. Of course, the rabbi didn't give him a day. He went home. Listen. He stood in front of the mirror and he started to fight with himself what to do. He's got money. He's got a job. And then he decided, a great idea. He said, Ribono Shel Olam, please, I need the job, right? You give me the opportunity to get the job, right? You, right? So, you know what I'll do? I'll shave. I'll get the job. I'll work about 3-4 months on the job. And then, when I stick my hand over there, I'm gonna, instead of 21 days, 42. Huh? What a good idea. He shaved himself. He dressed nice. He put his coat, his tie, went to the interview. Looked at the chairman of the board and said, qualified. I see your papers, very nice. Handsome man. I need people exactly like. What happened? He said, you can start tomorrow. Thank you very much. But before you leave, I have a little problem with you. He asked him what the problem is. Hityatzvu, stay still. Every year, before for Rosh Hashanah, we always read Parashat Nitzavim. You know what the Nitzav is in Sfat Hashem Kodesh? Straight. Don't shape up the corners. He looked at him and said, listen, I have a problem with you. I'm Christian. He's telling himself, I'm Christian, I'm not Jewish. But I live in a neighborhood, all my neighbors are Jewish. And lately I've noticed my neighbors that they're all unshaved. He started to shake. And I asked my Jewish neighbor, why are you not shaved? What happened? Anybody died? So your Jewish told me that 2,000 years ago, that Mikdash was destroyed. Start the Tzova and you keep it for 2,000 years, not change. Is that true? Yes, it's true. And you keeping the heritage for 2,000 years and not changing because of that. Is that true? So I told him, listen, I have a problem with you. In my company, I need reliable people I can trust. If you betrayed your God, if you betrayed your history, if you betrayed your halacha, if you betrayed your Torah, you're not reliable. I'm sorry. He closed the book and told him, don't call us, we'll call you. This is the first class Hashem sent to people. Straight. It's not easy. Because sometimes, you give me your myself. I give myself a headering to do because I need it. I want it, But it gets Hu et Yishuat Hashem. Don't kill yourself. Take care of yourself. Life is short, gentlemen. Life is very short. There are people here. They will tell, they know. Is it? Is it true or not? Is it? You ask somebody, do you remember your wedding? Sure. How many years ago? 30 years ago. How fast were they going? Wow. It was like too fast. Too fast. Say Hashem Yitbarach, Yityatzvu. Stay still, stay tough, enjoy life. Use it. Some people say, hey, Kvod Harav, we live once. I said, no, it's wrong. We die once, we live every day. So the next category over there in Yam Suf, if the first one went, let's kill ourselves. The next category said, no, you're crazy, what do you listen? Let's raise hand, put a white flag, and go back to Mitzrayim. Better. Ne'knarosh v'natzur Mitzrayim. And Hashem to those said, Et Mitzrayim Hashem yitem lo tosifum liot ad olam. Don't go back. Yehudi needs to always go kadima. Like Avraham Avinu, lech lecha. Don't go back. Mitzrayim is Yetzer Hara. Mitzrayim is work. Mitzrayim is slavery. Don't go there. Keep going. Don't be afraid. We in Tzova, as I mentioned, meet so many people. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people during the year. And I came to a conclusion, I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know, that we are in Mitzrayim. You know why? Because Mitzrayim is work. Go to work, make money. You and your wife, you have to just always pay and rent and money and pay. You know why? Because when you work, you don't think. You don't have time to think. You want proof? Go outside. In the United States especially, we work for you 24/7, 365. Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim, the Yetzer Hara. Do you know how the Yetzer Hara cheat us? There was one guy who was working in the bank, and one of the clients used to come every day and deposit money. Every day, like 3,000, 2,000, every day, and not collecting out, just depositing money. And when we see somebody that is successful making money, it's very interesting to us, right? I mean, what he's working, what he's doing, how he's doing money. The clerk in the bank wanted to ask him once, and it was very interesting. This guy only deposits money. And every day. One of the days when the client came with a deposit of $3,000, he says, please, can I ask you a question? I said, yes. I know it's private, I know, but I must ask you, where do you work? He looked at him and said, I bet. You want to bet? Bet? What do you bet? Now, the clerk was bald hair. Nothing. He told him, I can bet with you for $1,000 that tomorrow I'll come to the bank, 1 o'clock, you're going to have 2 plants raising from your bald hair. You want to bet? What? For $1,000? I said, yeah. Now, we know ourselves better than anyone else. He's 50 years old, no hair, clean. $1,000? 2. If you want to see, I'll give you $300 now to see that I'm serious. Will you bet? I will bet $1,000 to make easy. Tomorrow, 2 leaves, 2 plants for my hair. Come on. He gave him $300. He said, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, right? Okay? He left. This clerk went home all night, didn't sleep. As he woke in the morning, he first of all checked his bald hair. Anything happened? He went to the mirror to see what happened. He went to the bank, started to work. 5 minutes later, asked his friend, Moshe, can you see something? Can you see something? No, nothing. He brought with him a mirror. He's walking, accepting clients, and look at the mirror to see if there's something raising for him. At 10 o'clock, 10:30, he put his hand on, in case of if something will raise, he's going to stop it. He's walking and doing his head like that, everybody looking at him like, what happened to him today? He's taking a lot of breaks, going to the mirror, look at himself, doing like that, scrambling, stretching, 12 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, the client came. He said, hi, look, nothing, you see, what you see? The really? How much are you? He told him, yesterday you gave me 300 as a deposit. Now there's another balance of 700. This guy, take him a pack of dollars. Yes, 700. 5 minutes later, he's coming and depositing another 3,000. He told him, how do you do that? How come you're paying such? He told him, let me explain to you. You remember with you, I bet $1,000 that you're going to have 2 plants growing from your hand? You remember? He said, yes. He told him, you see the manager of the bank? With him, I bet for $3,000 that you, the cuckoo, the next day you're going to do all day like that in your hair. Did you do it? Did you do it? He said, yes. This is your money. Please deposit. This is Mitzrayim, this is the Yetzirah. Don't go back. Sometimes he gives us a candy, and he takes for himself a bucket of candy that we should have. He's very smart. By the way, you know how old is he? He's almost 6,000 years. And we're about 50, 60, 40. את מצרים אשר ראיתם, לא תשוב לראות שוב. Don't go back. לך לך. Always straight. What you're doing today, tomorrow, do one more thing. Next month, next year, every time, raise yourself in the steps of Ruchnius. You know what? Because if you don't do that, we're going back and I'll tell you some examples what is going back. Baruch Hashem, these days, Tzova is not only Kiruv Rechokim. Kiruv Rechokim is very important. You take somebody that doesn't know nothing, and in about 2 hours I'll start a video about myself also a little bit. Okay. I was very rachok. But not only Kiruv Rechokim, today is also Kiruv what? Krovim. And not only Kiruv Krovim, ela Kiruv Krovim, very Krovim. Haredi, this week, we come from Monsey, came to me, Avrech, 36 years old, children, Haredi. After my class, he said, Rabbi, can I speak to you? I said, yes. We said at the time. He looked at me and said, you see I'm a Haredi? You see? I got pears. I'm a Haredi? I looked at him and said, I don't know. He told me, outside I'm Haredi and inside I'm empty. I said we went 2 hours. I asked him questions, basic questions in Yahadut. Kiruv Krovim is more important these days than Kiruv Rechokim, both ways. Can I tell him the story about the girls that was in our office? It's too tough to hear it. From Haredi house. How deep a man or a woman can go down. Hashem Baruch said, don't even think to go back to Mitzrayim. Because whoever gets into Mitzrayim, it's very difficult to go out from Mitzrayim. You know the Mitzrayim, it's the mem is open and the mem sufit is closed. ויצעקו אל השם בצר להם, screaming, please, אלוקים. We don't want to be in a position like that. What about the third category? Okay, we're not going to go to Mitzrayim. What are you going to do? Have any idea? Huh? Fight. Fight them! Let's fight them inside! With what? Sand? With what you going to fight? Did you learn how to fight? Do you know how to fight? And Hashem Barach said to those, Hashem yilachem lachem, don't fight. Leave me some work. Leave me some job. Trust me. Hashem yilachem lachem. You know, gentlemen, Am Israel in the last 7 years, let's count how many wars did we have. מלחמת השחרור, מבצע קדש, מבצע סיני, מלחמת ששת הימים, מלחמת ההתשה, מלחמת יום כיפור, מבצע שלום הגליל, מבצע ליטני, עופרת יצוקה, צוק איתן. So many wars? Why? Makara. Little tiny country. If you look at the globe, you cannot even see where it says Israel. It looks, they're written on the ocean. There's no place to write Israel. Hashem yilachem lachem. You know, I'll tell you some story about real miracles. As the Rabbi mentioned, I was in the Israeli Air Force. I served as a flight navigator of a jet fighter Phantom F-84 in Brigade 119. When I finished my Air Force service, I've been drafted to be also not in Eretz Israel, to some place in the world, and then I came to Los Angeles and I got married there. But one story maybe I'll tell you. In Camp David, Menachem Begin and Anwar Sadat met together to discuss the peace process. The Israeli officers asked the Israelis, the Egyptian officer, I don't know, maybe the oldest one remembers, if you open picture albums of 6-day war, most of the picture that you're going to see repeating themselves is Egyptian shoes on the desert. Do you remember that? They were wondering, what is that? So the Israeli officers asked the Egyptian, now we can talk, right? We're making peace. Can we ask you a question? Why did you leave your shoes and run away? Because I thought when I was a child, it's easier to run without shoes. The shoes are heavy. This is what I thought. But it's the opposite. I mean, when you run with the shoes at the desert, it's easier than to run without shoes. Because otherwise your foot is going down on the sand. Listen what they said. They said, you know, when the Muslims take out their shoes, you know, when they're going to a Masjid, to a holy place, they take out their shoes. Okay? What do you mean why we take out our shoes? I said, you know, when we saw your tanks, when we saw your soldiers, we saw malachim, we saw fire, we saw fireplaces, fire malachim. We took out our shoes, holy place, and we ran away. Do you know how much time it takes 6-day war, by the way? Anybody knows? No. It says 6 days, but the war ends after 4 hours. That's it. We just keep occupied. 4 hours. Finish the war. 6 days it takes us to occupy. When the place says it, but the war stops, gentlemen, 4 hours. Hashem ilachem lachem. It's amazing. The country of Eretz Israel is so small. Everybody's surrounding us. Billions of people, millions of people wants to kill us. If not Hashem Yitbarach. To those that wants to fight, Hashem Yitbarach gives advice. Let me do some work for you. Trust me. Don't fight Mitzrayim. Don't fight life. Today I met a person. He told me, life is too heavy for me. I told him, you're probably fighting life. Because you fight life, you become tired. And when you become tired, life is going to beat you. Don't fight. Leave him some more. He knows what he's doing. But we think that we're smart. I think I'm smart. This is what I was thinking when I was young. I came to Los Angeles, you know, young, smart, Israeli Air Force, know everything. Huh? I got married in Los Angeles, by the way. Now, I was raised. Should I tell a little bit about myself, or it's okay? I was raised in a family that Tzova, Yadut, and Elokim is, you know, in Pesach we had a pita and matzah. You can do whatever you want, all right? No fear that it. When I was looking with someone like you, I was thinking, Miskin, what is it? They don't know nothing in their lives, huh? What I thought. I got married there on Yom Shabbat when the rabbi came with a car. Shabbos. I got married, you know. So one guy asked the rabbi, he came to Orthodox rabbi, he said, Rabbi, can I drive a Mitsubishi on Shabbos? What is a Mitsubishi? He says, it's a car. Can I drive a Mitsubishi? I said, you cannot drive any Mitsubishi. I went to a reforming rabbi and said, Rabbi, can I drive a Mitsubishi in Shabbos? So the rabbi said, what is Shabbos? That's the difference. So this is the way I got married. My children were born in Los Angeles. Good life, good life. Nice house. I made a lot of money in foreclosure. I used to buy foreclosure. Within years, buy foreclosure, remodel, sell it, you know. New car, everything's fine, beautiful. But you know, and me and Elohim, no connection. I know there isn't that, you know, for the Datim. Hashem Barach gives any person in the world. You know, we in Tzova making about 15 to 20 seminars a year, almost less than a month. And every seminar, between 300 and 350 people coming to the seminar to hear Dvar Hashem. Like thousands a year, only in the seminars. And we ask, how do you come here? What makes a Yehudi, a secular Yehudi, come to listen Divrei Torah? What makes him come? So I thought, yeah, you know, there's a lot of girls in the office making telephone calls and to convince them and everything. But I know for sure it's only Hashem Barach. Only is a Zchut Abba, father, grandfather, great-grandfather that's crying in front Kisei HaKavod. Grandmother, she's crying. He said, please save my daughter, please save my son. The tears from Shmaya. Let me see how that happens. So the Shem Barach must, because you know, let's say somebody after married 120 years goes up, and the first questions they're going to ask him, why didn't you show up to Torah mitzvot? I don't know. I was raised in the kibbutz. What do you want from me? You brought me in kibbutz Givat Brenner. If I was born in Borough Park where everybody is Charedim, or in Mea Sharim, right? But you put me in the kibbutz. Huh? It's a good reason. So said the Zohar Kadosh, any person must have at least 3 times, because Aram from Shmaya, at least. It could be a dream, it could be a miracle, it could be Chas v'Shalom death in the family, it could be a set, it could be a disc, a book, any kinds of from Shmaya. So he was said, I didn't know, no way. No, you did, but you didn't want to. I'll tell you a story what happened to one of the girls that came to our seminar. Can I say it? Here's the thousands of stories. We did once in Zohar Shabbat in the Kehila, in the community. Okay? Because in the community you don't have to take a hotel and a lot of, system going. So we're going to the community. Like, like here, Kal Bisham. Classes, rabbis, speakers. It was in Tel Aviv. And we are, they gave us like an apartment to be in Shabbos. In prior Suda Shlishit, the couple, Haredi couple, when they knocked the door to see if we need something, my wife said, come on, she asked the lady, are you Baal Tshuva? She said, yes. Haredi. How do you become Baal Tshuva? Listen to the story. Amazing. What is Ha'ara from Shmaya? She said, I'm a Tel Avivit girl. You know Tel Aviv? Shenkin, Bugershov. Tel Aviv, that means Torah is X. Tel Aviv, nothing. And now she's Haredi. She said, my father died. It happens, right? It happens. Yeah. Now, I was in the funeral. I saw my father. I don't believe nothing. No Olam Haba, no nothing. I see my father inside the ground, covered in it. It's shocking to see it. Shocking. That's what Shlomo said. טוב ללכת אל בית האבל, לבית המשפט. בית המשפט, drinking, smiling, talking, jacking. בית האבל, your heart is a little bit open, your mind is a little bit open. Shazim, my father. After the funeral, they even didn't have a shiva, nothing. She felt she wants to do something for her father. Maybe. She was looking for Rebbetzin. She found the Rebbetzin in Tel Aviv. She said, listen, I want to do something for my father. I said, okay, but don't tell me now it's new, don't tell me no Shabbat, no. Something small, easy that I can make. And I'm working all week, only in Shabbos I can do it. I said, okay, can you read Tehillim in Shabbos for your father? He said, yes, but small, not all. I said, just for the Shabbos. Day of Shabbos, Tehillim Shabbos. She said, but I'm going to the beach on Shabbos. I said, go to the beach. I'm smoking. What the Rebbetzin should say now. Okay? Every Shabbos go to Tel Aviv beach. Open a Tehillim book. Light a cigarette. Kol Shabbat. Reading with a cigarette. Shir Amar, the Shabbos. 9 Tel Aviv beach. Woman, man. It's new. Yeah. Shir Amar. Every Shabbos, she said. One Shabbos, I'm sitting with a Tehillim, cigarette, sitting on the beach, and one secular Yehudi over, you understand that, he looked at me with cigarettes and Tehillim on the beach. He looked at me and said, this is the Aram from Shmaya. He said to me, well, I told him, what? He said, what? I told him, what? He said, not Mass. And he left. She said from that moment, she realized, really, Tehillim, cigarette, please. She dropped the cigarette. She closed the book, the Tehillim. She put on herself something. She ran home and kept reading Tehillim at home. She said, every Shabbos, I was staying at home. And from that point, easy by easy, she came to a Tzova seminar. It was in Aram. 3 days, that's it. This is Aram. It happens to me too. Eliyahu Navi, I didn't see him. No. But Aram could be what I'm going to tell you now. The chances are 1 of maybe 1 billion. 3 children. Nice big house. Money, new car outside. Because tutti. 6:30 in the morning, my wife wakes me up. Hey, wake up, wake up. I said, what happened? What happened? She said, earthquake is coming. I said, what? I said, חלומות שם לדבר. Keep sleeping. Now Hashem Yitbarach gave in nature, in different animals, birds, fishes, different senses that we don't have. Alright? For example, birds, can sense the movement of the ground before the ground shakes. And when they feel it, they scream. My wife said, no, look. We're the birds. Sharks, for example. He smells what? Blood. That's what I thought. But smell doesn't go through water. No. So it doesn't smell blood. The blood itself has electromagnetic waves. The sharks have a little receiver here. We translate the electromagnetic we have in our blood, and this is the way he knows where the blood is. Hashem Yitbarach gave nature so many things that we can see. Wow. 5-7 minutes later, the ground shakes. Stop the ground. In 1993, it was a big earthquake in Los Angeles. Now the ground had like a voice. Now, the most important thing that we have in our lives is what? is the kids. Kids. No money, no nothing. Kids. Take everything. Kids. 3 children. Little children. As the ground shakes, screaming, yelling, wow! You go to the kids' room, you grab the kids, you don't think about it. You see the house is falling, you see how zero you are, and how big is nature. And you're going out as you are, with a pajama or whatever, you don't think about it. Take no clothing, nothing, go out, screaming, yelling, everybody. Now thousands of people, they're all on the streets. The ground is shaking. And you feel so small. You feel so nothing. By the way, this is the first time I spoke to Hashem Barach. The first time when I met Hashem Barach was in my bar mitzvah. My father, Aram, took me to the Beit Knesset on Shabbat. It was tefillin. So the Gabbai said to my father, Shabbos, Shabbos. So my father said, yeah, I know. And I'm playing tefillin. So the Gabbai said, tefillin, Shabbos, no. So my father said, oh, it's for the picture. Picture. And I don't know. Tefillin, Shabbos, tefillin. I must tell you a story what happened to me in tefillin. Amazing. Do we have enough time, Rabbi? Because I want to start the class. How much time do I have? 2 hours, it's okay. Oh, short, 10 minutes. So forget it, tefillin. Maybe next time, let's ask. I'm screaming at Hashem Yitbarach. Screaming at him. You know the Midrash about Menashe HaMelech. Menashe HaMelech was terrible, did terrible things, Tzeva by Chal. And Hashem Yitbarach gave Menashe HaMelech a special seminar. Special. The king of Ashur, Belshazzar, took him to Ashur. He put a big wok, you know what a wok, a Chinese when they make a food, a big wok, a little bit of oil on it. Thousands of people came to see the show, and from Menashe HaMelech, the king of Ashur, took only 2 things, his shoes and his socks, and he put them in a big wok, and he lighted down easy. He started to jump. Start to jump. Everybody's like, Menashe HaMelech. Menashe HaMelech. And he's jumping, he's screaming, he's calling all the evidence out of the world. And finally he asked Hashem, he said to Hashem, it's a chutzpah. Ribono shel Olam, if you exist, let me see. At that time, all the gates of the Tzova on the Shamayim closed. Closed. Hashem asked the Malachim, what are you doing? Look at him, chutzpah! The way he does, Tzeva B'Chal, closing you on the last part, never give him Tzova. Hashem Yitbarach said, open all the gates. You know why? Because I accept his Tzova, I can accept the tshuva of everyone. You know how many Baalei tshuva during the year Tzova make? How many of our brothers and sisters that were so far away? Baruch Hashem, zchut. It's not only Tzova, you know. Rabbi Aram knows, he must know, he knows, he feels it. The roof, the Beelzebub, Kodesh Kodeshim, love Israel, love Israel. After saying now, we go to the roof, the Beelzebub, to tell him, he wants to listen, he wants to know everything. Everything. How many will come? Make a tshuva, Tzova? How did you treat them? Did you give good food you give him? And we tell him the story, he cries. I've seen it. Tears in his eyes. מה זה אהבת ישראל? Gentlemen, this is Ben HaNetzarim. This is Ben HaNetzarim. אהבת חינם. To remember how we can build בית המקדש. אהבת חינם. So I yelled at him. As the ground shakes, I said, Elohim, if you are God, stop it now. I'm screaming, if you exist, stop it. You know, a lot of people, they do it during their lives. Let's see, if you're there, show me, make me a miracle. It doesn't work this way. It doesn't work this way. Because when you ask, show me the way, the Aram in Prague said, when you ask something from Hashem Yitbarach, or when you have something against Chas v'Shalom Hashem Yitbarach, listen, it's exactly what Hashem Yitbarach asks you. When you say, where are you? Remember, it's exactly Hashem Yitbarach asks you. And where are you? When you say, what are you doing for me? Why? Because we don't ask the guy from the market, what are you doing it for me, right? We ask Hashem Yitbarach. We don't ask the bus driver, we ask Hashem Yitbarach. So Hashem Yitbarach asks us, and why you do it for me? And I'm screaming at him and I say, stop it now! He says, stop. It stopped. So what do you say? It's Hashem Yitbarach or coincidence? Huh? Coincidence? It depends what you want to look. It depends how you see this. Even in your life, daily life. You can see, if you have a black glasses, you're going to see everything black. Take out the glass, the black glass, clean them. Maybe put a clear glass. It depends how we see life on us, not on life. But my wife thought differently. Twice during our marriage, our life, she asked me the same question. This was the first time. Are you with me or not? So, what do you mean? What do you mean? Screaming, yelling, everybody's just trying to relax. She said, that's it. No more. I want to go back to what she said. You with me? Well, business, house, workers, salesperson, money. With me or not? Many times during our lives, Hashem asks us, are you with me or not? Sure. Sure. Or not. 3 months later, we get short. A big container, exercise. Can we leave our words? Can we handle it that way? Can you? Can you make an egg? Huh? Can you make a laundry? Can you? Don't forget, gentlemen, when you eat and it's tasty, somebody prepared it for you. When you take a shower and open your closet door and you take a nice underwear clean, somebody made it for you. It's not you. A nice towel, the pillow, the children. Came back to that society. And the first Shabbos, the first Friday, was Friday, my wife said to me, why don't we take the shit to the Beit Knesset? You know, Shabbos, with family, it's Israel. I said, I don't know nothing. What do you think? He said, it's good, do whatever everybody does, you do. I said, okay. I was embarrassed. I don't know nothing. I came to the Beit Knesset since the Bar Mitzvah, second time. Without feeling, right? Without feeling. And it was Friday, Erev Shabbat. And Erev Shabbat, as I walked into the Beit Knesset, Erev Shabbat, there's a period of time that everybody stands up and turning around to the door, right? It happens to me. As I walked in, everybody towards me. Wow. I thought, what did I do? And he was like, I know nothing. We were davening, so somebody said, I said, I don't know what to do. So my wife said, whatever they do, you do. Okay? He's doing like that. Doing like that. He's doing this, I'm doing this. He was doing like, itching his ear. I thought this is part of the davening. So I was like, he was scratching his leg. I thought, this is a scratch my leg. I stood by the door. Listen to this quote, gentlemen. Listen to this quote. I was embarrassed. I did nothing. He told me to keep going about 2 more hours. So, okay, you want us to do 2 more hours? Do you? Yes. Okay, you can stay, but I'll finish in about 5 minutes. Rabbi Ordner, Ashrecha, look at your audience. Look at the Yehudim. Ashrecha Israel, you have a rabbi, such a rabbi for such a place. Ashrecha Israel. Stick with him. Remind yourself. He told me the guy was on the business. I was standing on the door. So I told him, It's okay. It's okay. He stood up. And I'm thinking, what if he wouldn't? What if he didn't? He stood up, came to me, took my hand, and put me beside him. I'm looking at my friends now, gentlemen, in Los Angeles. 3 months ago, 4 months ago, I was even at a wedding in Boulder. I was invited to a wedding. So I flew also to Los Angeles. I went to one of my best friends, I went to all my friends. Thank Hashem Barach. Where my kids could be today? Where would I be today? I wanted to living room and I see a big picture of a lady with 2 black children. So what is it? What is it? I said, oh, this is my daughter, these are my grandchildren. Stimulation. Hityatzvu, gentlemen, Hityatzvu. This is a fight for our people, for our Yahadut, especially here in the United States of America. Every day, there's 3 million down here, Rabbi, every day. Shachis, Mincha, Meir, every day. Everybody comes to Ghana. Shul Torah. זה יהדות. He took me away and I sat down. I listened to a Jewish. Meanwhile, at the women section, one of the ladies told my wife, come to Tehillim, for the children, Tehillim, candies, popsicles. She was here. On Shabbos, they gave my wife a prospect of the seminar. Hanukkah, 4 days, Hanukkah, Bet Malon, hotel, nice hotel. Wow, now, when I asked, it's a 5-star hotel? Sure, but they never said that 4 of them fell down, I asked, is Is there a pool? Sure, but they never said there's no water. How about ocean view in Netanya? Sure, but no windows. You know why? Because whenever there is a material, the spirit is down. Just come. How much it cost? 5 people, 4 days, 3,000? No. All of you, 500 shekel. What? Let's go. Why? It's not 500 shekel. It's 4,000 shekel, 5,000. But somebody paid for me. He doesn't know. He's probably now sleeping in Eretz Israel, and he doesn't know his shell is growing and growing and growing and growing. It's not 500 shekel. Someone paid. They told me it's a Grand Continental Hotel in Netanya. I thought, when I was in Los Angeles, 5-star hotel, minimum, Hyatt Regency, Hilton, Sheraton, the best. Okay, let's go. Netanya, seminar, 4 days, Hanukkah, let's go. By the time if it's the team is, I'm going home, It's don't. It's you can do it at home, it's okay. What's the matter with it? I'm looking at Grand Metropolitan Hotel in the seashore of Netanya. Look at the high-rise building, it does nothing. You should in Netanya? They said, close to the ocean, I stopped the guy and asked, excuse me, where is Grand Metropolitan Hotel? He said, what? He started to laugh. What is it, Grand? It's not easy. I said to my wife, I'm going back home. If it's not the best. Inside the street, in the middle of the city, there's a 3-story building, ground. The G is okay, but the R fell down. The N was crooked. The stucco was off. And I told to my wife, no way, I'm not going to get in. She said, maybe they're remodeling, Remodeling. Just don't. As I walked in, listen to that. Wow. I didn't know, but it was like a lady camp, elderly lady, 90 years, 80 years and up. They finished their camp. They were sitting on the lobby waiting for the buses. Now, as I walked in the lobby, I've seen a group of, what? I thought this is the seminar participators. I said, Shalom, I'm going home, that's it. But you see those people? Those Bezel people? The Bezel who said, you fight for every neshama. Don't give up. I'm walking out. I want to go out. And suddenly I call him the Commando Haredi. 5 of them, from all sides. Will they let me go? Will they? 5 Commando Haredi from the other side, I've seen it like it was, for me it was like a thriller. So I want to go out, see the black people, one from here, one from there, one from there, looking towards me, say, then you can just go out to the door. And suddenly they look at me from all sides. One of them, the other one kissed me, said, the third one said, Neshama Tova. What is Neshama? I don't know. Neshama Tova. What if they wouldn't? What if they wouldn't? This is an important thing. To be Baal Tshuva, and with this I will conclude the class. To be Baal Tshuva is not easy. Not at all. It's like you take someone with his family, put him in Zimbabwe, South Africa, with no language, no community, no family, doesn't know nothing, the area, and tell him, Start a new life. Start a new life. What is Netilat Yadayim? I don't know. Excuse me, what is tefillin? Tefillin, where can I buy tefillin? How to put the tefillin? You probably know when your son was 13 years old and the first time he put tefillin, how complicated was it for him? I mean, you can't be with your friends because they speak not as you know to have to. What about my mother? My mother said, hey, son, I cooked for you. What do you like? Chicken with rice, please come. My mother, would you eat? She's a secular. Mitbach, kosher. What did you do? My brother, his son got married. He called me and said, you're coming to the wedding, right? I'm looking for you, putting like a plate like in an hour. Glad kosher. But no, what would you do? This is what kind of nisyonot. If you'd go, if you not go, hey, the rabbi, are you crazy? It's a war every day. Take your children out. You can't dress like you used to. You cannot. I brought with you a big screen TV. Can you leave it at home? Can you sell it to another Yehudi? You have to break it. Gentlemen, it's time to end. First of all, Rabbi Orner, I must tell you, it was my privilege to be here. It's good to be with such a beautiful audience. Fight for your Yahadut. Even when we are Charedim, fight. And to bless each one of you, Bezrat Hashem. Hak Tov, be happy. Smile, accept things, see life good, because life is good. Hashem wants us to enjoy life. Do it. Do it with your big heart. Love each other more than anything, because this is the time. This is B'nai Bet Mikdash Shlishi. Thank you, Rabbi, for the chance. And thank you.